Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the topic mole concept. Okay, so uh, you people are already aware with this term because you have already studied this topic in class 9th. Okay, now see, uh, uh, as 1 dozen. Okay, as 1 dozen of anything that contains 12 items. In the same way, if we use the term score, this may be new for you. Okay, so it contains 20 items. And if there is a term that is gross, GROSS, that is used for 144 items. Okay, in the same way, the term mole is used. Okay, so in the same way, 1 mole that contains 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 of any, you can say, items right now, but 1 mole is a very specific term which is used for the particles which are at microscopic level. Okay, and which are these items, or you can say particles? That is, these can be atoms, molecules. Okay, you can use electrons, you can use ions, or in general, or simply we can use the term particles. Okay, I'm repeating again. See, if we have to buy 1 dozen of anything, so we contain 12 items, and if I have to purchase 1 score, so it will contain 20 items, and if I have to purchase gross quantity, so that will contain 144 items. Okay, so in the same way, if I have to purchase 1 mole quantity of anything, so I will get this number. Okay, and this number is after the name of a scientist who gave it, which is called as Avogadro. So it is called as Avogadro's number. Okay, now the term mole is used for the particles which are at microscopic level. For example, atoms, molecules, electrons, ions, or particles. In general, we can use for all these atoms, molecules, electrons, ions. A general term we can use particles. Okay, of particles of anything. Now see, any substance. Okay, any substance means that can be carbon or element, we can say any substance or element. If I take carbon, nitrogen, okay, carbon, nitrogen, you can say hydrogen, sulfur, anything. If I say 1 mole of carbon, 1 mole of nitrogen, if I say 1 mole of hydrogen, 1 mole of sulfur, they will contain the same number of atoms. That is, 1 mole of carbon contains 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 atoms. Okay, in the same way, 1 mole of nitrogen that contains 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 atoms. In the same way, 1 mole of hydrogen that also contains 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 atoms, and 1 mole of sulfur also contains the same number. Means कहने का मतलब है कि आप 1 mole किसी भी चीज़ का ले लो, किसी भी चीज़ का 1 mole कंसिडर करो, तो you will get the same number, but mass will be different. Okay, now if I make one column, and you will see, if I take 1 mole of carbon, means this much quantity, or we can say Avogadro's number, and Avogadro's number is generally represented by the term Na. Okay, A stands for Avogadro, N stands for number. Okay, so this will weigh 12 gram. 1 mole of carbon means अगर हम कार्बन के इतने एटम्स लेते हैं तो उनका मास कितना आएगा 12 ग्राम। और ये हम सब एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट की हेल्प से हम क्या करते हैं, कैलकुलेट करते हैं। ओके, एंड दैट इंस्ट्रूमेंट दैट इज मेंशन्ड इन योर एनसीईआरटी, द नोट्स विच आई हैव सेंट टू यू, सो यू विल रीड देम thoroughly. Okay, so that is mass spectrometer. That instrument is mass spectrometer. Okay, so through that instrument we can measure the mass of any element. 1 mole of nitrogen, that will weigh 14 gram. 1 mole of hydrogen, that will weigh approximately 1 gram. Okay, 1 mole of sulfur, that will weigh approximately 32 gram. Okay, now one thing very important. Now see, if I take this, if I take the example of carbon, see, if I take the example of carbon, okay, so as I have already shown you that 1 mole of carbon, 1 mole of carbon means 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 atoms of carbon weigh 12 gram. Okay, कार्बन के 1 मोल यानी 6.022 10 raised to power 23 एटम्स का वेट कितना होगा 12 ग्राम. सो इफ आई वांट टू कैलकुलेट वेट ऑफ 1 atom of carbon, okay, 1 atom of carbon weigh what, 12 by 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23. I am writing here again that 1 atom of carbon, that will weigh 12 by 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23. Now if I write 1, okay, if I write 1, this is what, this much gram. Okay, now see, if I write 1 here, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, and unit is what, gram. That means I am repeating again, 1 mole of carbon means this much number of atoms of carbon weigh 12 gram. Okay, and this is experimentally calculated with the help of an instrument which is called as mass spectrometer. ठीक है, ये आपको सबको ऐसे ही लर्न करने हैं, हर एटम का मास. ओके, एक्चुअली इफ यू आर थिंकिंग दैट 1 atom of carbon weigh 12 gram, so it is very much wrong. Okay, अगर कोई बच्चा अभी तक ये सोच रहा है कि एक कार्बन एटम का मास 12 ग्राम है, तो 1 atom of carbon that is not visible with our naked eyes, और जिस चीज़ को हम naked eyes से देख ही नहीं सकते उसका मास ग्राम्स में हो ही नहीं सकता. मीन्स 12 ग्राम वेट कार्बन के कितने एटम्स का हुआ, इतने एटम्स का. ओके, मीन्स 1, और उस इतनी क्वांटिटी को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, 1 मोल. ओके, सो 1 मोल ऑफ कार्बन वेज 12 ग्राम. ओके, मीन्स कार्बन के इतने एटम्स का मास 12 ग्राम है, ना कि 1 एटम का मास. ओके, नाउ 1 एटम के मास के बारे में भी अभी हम लोग देख रहे हैं. नाउ सी हाउ वी विल सी. 1 mole of atom means this much amount of atoms of carbon weigh 12 gram. So 1 atom of carbon will weigh how much, 12 by Avogadro's number. If I multiply here by 1, it doesn't make any difference, but this quantity लिविंग 12 को छोड़कर, 12 को छोड़कर अगर हम इस क्वांटिटी को देखें तो हमने इस क्वांटिटी को क्या बोल दिया, AMU. मीन्स what I mean to say is 1 by 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 gram is equal to 1 AMU, or in short I can say 1 by Avogadro number gram is equal to AMU. Okay, means if I say that 1 mole of carbon atoms weigh how much gram, 12 gram. But if I say 1 atom of carbon one atom of carbon weigh how much? 12 AMU. मीन्स फॉर द सेक ऑफ सिंप्लिसिटी हमने क्या किया है, 1/Avogadro ग्राम को हमने जस्ट क्या लिख दिया है, AMU. नाउ इट शुड बी वेरी मच क्लियर टू यू पीपल दैट अगर हम बात करेंगे किसी भी एटम के मोल, किसी भी एलिमेंट के 1 मोल वेट की, तो वी विल सिंपली यूज द यूनिट ग्राम्स. और अगर हम बात करेंगे किसी भी एलिमेंट के एक एटम की, तो दिस डिजिट विल रिमेन सेम, only the units will be different. Okay, this is very simple. Or AMU means 1/Avogadro's number, because when you are going to solve this quantity, so you will say 10⁻23 ऊपर चला जाएगा, okay, न्यूमरेटर में, और फिर इसकी वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगी, 10⁻23 ग्राम. यस, एक एटम का वेट 10⁻23 ग्राम में हो सकता है ना, बिकॉज दिस इज वेरी वेरी स्मॉल क्वांटिटी. सो for the sake of simplicity understanding, you can see this video, you must watch this video, this portion 2 to 3 times for the clarity of the concept. Okay, so I am repeating again. 1 dozen contains 12 atom. In the same way, one score contains 20 items, and gross contains 144 items. Okay, in the same way, 1 mole contain 1 mole of anything, 1 mole of pencil, 1 mole of pen. Generally this term is not used for pen pencils. Okay, so that is just for your understanding point of view. So 1 mole of anything contain this much number. Okay, that is 6.022 into 10⁻23, and that is called as Avogadro's number, represented by Na after the name of scientist who gave it. Okay, so mole term is used for the particles which are very small in size. For example, atoms, molecules, electrons, ions, or in general particles word is used for these. Okay, so if I see 1 mole of carbon, it will contain this number. 1 mole of nitrogen, that will also contain these atoms. 1 mole of hydrogen will also contain 6.022 into 10⁻23 atoms. 1 mole of sulfur again contains 6.022 into 10⁻23 atoms, but number is same. In 1 mole, number of atoms is, or number of atoms, you can say, anything which we are talking about. Okay, 1 mole of anything that will contain the same amount, same number of atoms or items, you can say, but weight of everything will be different one. Okay, for example, 1 mole of carbon atoms, that will contain 12 gram. 1 mole of nitrogen will weigh 14 gram, 1 mole of hydrogen will weigh 1 gram, and 1 mole of sulfur will weigh 32 gram. Okay, so 1 mole of carbon means this much amount, means this number of atoms of carbon weigh 12 grams. So 1 will weigh 12 by Avogadro's number. So if I just multiply by 1 here, here was no space, that's why I have written again that if I multiply the same with 1, so it doesn't make any difference. So for the sake of simplicity, what we have done, we have taken 1/Avogadro's number simple. We have simple written it as AMU. इसको हमने क्या लिख दिया, 1/Avogadro number को AMU. Okay, so that हमारे लिए easy हो जाए कि अगर हमें 1 mole of carbon atoms का weight देखना है, so that will be 12 gram, और अगर 1 atom का देखना है, तो simple we will use AMU. Okay, so units will be different, but digit will remain same. Is that clear? In the same way, 1 mole of nitrogen atoms will weigh 14 gram, and 1 atom of nitrogen will weigh 14 AMU. Okay, so this is the complete explanation for what is mole and what number it contains. Now, simple, we have 3 formulas to calculate number of moles. First formula, if we have to calculate number of moles of any atom, of any element, so it will be given mass by its molar mass. Okay, suppose, for example, question is there. Suppose calculate number of moles in 12 gram of carbon. Okay, is that clear? First of all, the formula is number of moles is equals to given mass by molar mass. And if we have to calculate, suppose question is there, calculate number of moles in 12 gram of carbon. So we will apply the formula that number of moles is equals to given mass is what? 12 gram. And given mass is 12 gram. And molar mass means mole, means 1 mole of molar I have written, okay? So 1 mole of carbon, as we have already seen that 1 mole of carbon that will weigh 12 gram. Okay, 12 gram. So you can say 1 mole means 12 gram of carbon, that contains 1 mole. In the same way, if I take another example, calculate number of moles in 28 gram of nitrogen. Number of moles in 28 gram of nitrogen. So again, number of moles is equals to given mass. Given mass is what? 28 gram. Okay, and molar mass of nitrogen we have already seen. Molar mass of nitrogen means mole means nitrogen के एक mole का weight is 14 gram. So we will divide it by 14. So we will get 2 moles. Is that clear? This is quite easy. Now, second formula is, first formula was given mass by molar mass. Second formula to calculate number of moles given volume in liter, okay, because volume has so many units, liter, cubic decimeter, milliliter, okay, cubic centimeter. So this is standard formula, given volume in liter divided by 22.4 liter. Okay, अभी ये आपको बाद में समझ में आएगा कि why I have written 22.4. Okay, after we study some laws, especially one Avogadro's law. Okay, at STP. Now this may be one new term for you. There are two terms, NTP and STP. STP means standard temperature and pressure. Okay, for each chapter there are different values for the condition of STP and NTP. Right now though you just learn that this formula we can apply only at STP. Now see, suppose I am given the question, calculate the number of moles in, question is, see, calculate number of moles in 15 liter of hydrogen gas at STP. So formula, number of moles we generally represent it by small n I am saying, okay. So given weight is generally represented by small w and molar mass is generally represented by the letter. These are the standard notations, okay, standard terms. Oh sorry, here volume is given na, so we cannot apply the formula of weight. So this is, we have, because volume is given na 15 liter, so number of moles will be given volume. Given volume is what? 15 liter, okay, and divided by, this is a constant term, 22.4 liter. Is that clear? So 15 by 22.4 we will get 0.6 moles. Unit you will put moles because you are going to calculate moles. बच्चे कई बार गलती कर देते हैं, वो यहाँ पर liter लिख देते हैं, or you can write liter per mole, 0.6 liter per mole, or simply you write just 0.6 moles, okay, means 15 liter of hydrogen gas that contains 0.6 moles, okay. Now if we have to calculate number of atoms in anything, okay, so number of atoms, how you will calculate number of atoms, that is given mass by molar mass into Avogadro's number. Okay, means this term is what? number of moles. Okay, so we can write this formula as number of atoms is equals to number of moles into Avogadro's number. Okay, for example, you have to calculate. For example, I am giving you one question. For example, you are asked calculate number of atoms in 88 gram of carbon dioxide. Okay, see, so number of atoms, how you will calculate? Given mass by molar mass, given mass by molar mass into Avogadro's number. Okay, so given mass is 88. Just one second. Given mass is what? 88 gram, and 1 mole of carbon dioxide. See, carbon is having mass 12 plus number of oxygen is 2 into 16, because 1 mole of oxygen weighs 16 grams. So 12 plus 32, that is equals to 44 grams. So you can see, means 1 mole of CO2 will weigh 44 gram. So 88 by 44 into Avogadro's number means simple. If you don't want to write it for the whole value, 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23, so you can just write Na. Means Na also represents what? Avogadro's number. So 44 2s are 88, so it will be 2 times of Avogadro's number. Is that clear? This is very simple. Okay, so I am repeating again. Calculate number of atoms in 88 gram of CO2. So number of atoms is equal to given mass by molar mass into Avogadro's number. Means अगर आपको atoms calculate करने हैं तो आप पहले क्या करेंगे? moles calculate करेंगे, और उन मोल्स को आप किससे मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे? Avogadro's number से. ओके, सो मोल्स इनटू Avogadro's number, that will give us the number of atoms of that particular element or molecule, whatever you can say. Is that clear? Okay, so beta, this is your mole concept, and I am giving you certain questions assignment for this, and you have to solve it. Okay.